And welcome you all back to Hammons Field in Springfield. Game 2 of 6 between the Cardinals and Travelers this week. Game 2 of 24 between the two North Division rivals in 2025. Cardinals have taken the field, and Eee-shawn Henderson making his warm-up pitches. For the first time this season, the Cards featuring the red tops here at home. Springfield wearing red with the red caps, white home pants. Cardinals undefeated in the Reds so far this season. They wore them 4 times on the road at Amarillo. Henderson throwing right now with Carlos Linares, and we can take a look once more at the Arkansas lineup. They've got Rodden leading it off, the second baseman, Labrada in left, Knight in center, Sundstrom in right, Fitzgerald, the first baseman, Raposo, the catcher, Ramirez at third, Hood at short, and Fajardo, the designated hitter. For the Cardinals, Moquete in left, Wetherholt at short, Davis in right, Yeager at first, Harris the DH, Mendoza at third, and the bottom third of the order, Moore at second, Linares the catcher, and Miguel Ugueto in center field. Henderson makes his final warm-up pitch. Linares tosses the ball down to second. Cardinals whip it around the horn, and now it's back into the hands of the 6'2 left-hander from Fresno, California, 23 years old, 8th round pick of the Cardinals in 2023 out of Fresno State, and 5 scoreless innings under his belt to start the year. He steps onto the mound ready for his second start as the switch-hitting second baseman Brock Rodden digs in. And the first pitch tonight is on the way. It's in for a strike, and we are underway with our first pitch time at 6:38. Beautiful evening for baseball. Wind has switched directions as Henderson brings it home. Pitch fouled away off to the right, out of play, and Henderson quickly ahead of Rodden, 0-2. Wind blowing from right to left tonight. Last night it was blowing left to right. When it was blowing, it kind of died completely for the last half of the game. 0-2 pitch fouled off to the right, out of play. And we'll do it again at 0-2. Rodden, a .242 hitter. No homers, 7 runs batted in. Henderson the wind, and the 0-2 in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bryson Motts, the starter last night for the Cardinals, struck out the first 5 batters of the game. Ended up with 8 strikeouts. He matched Eee-shawn Henderson's strikeout output from Henderson's first start. 1-2 misses up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Change up there from Henderson, who comes with a fastball, change, cutter, slider, and curve. 2-2, he fires home, and it's swung on and missed. There's the slider down and in, breaking down by the back foot of Rodden. And Henderson begins his night with a punch out. Victor Labrada coming to the plate with 1 out, nobody on base. And let's set the Cardinals defensively. Moquete in left, Ugueto in center, making his Cardinals debut. Davis out in right. Mendoza and Wetherholt on the left side, Moore and Yeager on the right side, and Linares behind the plate. First pitch misses inside on Labrada, left-handed batter. 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the wind, next pitch. That one swung on and fouled back, and the count 1-1. Nelson Fraley, our home plate umpire tonight, calls the balls and strikes. Derek Pacheco is at first base. Mickey Smith is the umpire at third. Henderson, long look in, has the sign, winds and delivers. And it's fouled back into the screen. He's got Labrada at 1-2 with Bill Knight on deck. Henderson kicks the leg. Here he comes, the 1-2. Swinging a fly ball, shallow right center field. Ugueto comes in. He waits for it and makes the catch. Second out here in the top of the first inning. Bill Knight coming to the plate. Eee-shawn Henderson threw 80 pitches in that start last Wednesday at Amarillo. 5 innings, 3 hits, 3 walks, 8 strikeouts, no runs allowed. First pitch tonight, right-handed batter. Off speed, in for a strike. It's 0-1. Bill Knight hitting .233. Last night, 1 for 3. Had a single and a walk. Takes a ball. Evening the count at 1-1. Jared Sundstrom on deck. Henderson 1-1 pitch. There's the breaking ball down and in. And it's swung on and missed. 1-2. Henderson with a chance to strike out a pair here in the first inning. Here he comes, the 1-2. And it's just up and away. Fastball 95. And the count evens up at 2-2. Sun in the outfield. Right field in bright sunshine. Center field mostly as well. Left field a mix of sun and shadow. 2-2 pitch. Swinging a foul off to the right, off the top of the netting down the right field side. Count stays 2-2. Infield mostly in the shadows. The back portion of the right side in sunshine. And then a little bit of mix of sun and shadow at home plate as Bill Knight steps back in the right-handed batter's box. No score, top of the first inning, just underway. Henderson looking for a perfect first. He delivers, and a slider misses down and in. Tried to get Knight to chase. That was how he struck out Rodden, but Knight's watched 2 of those pitches go by. 3-2 again. Swing and a miss. This time he gets him. Foul tipped into Linares' mitt. He holds on to it, and a 1-2-3. Cardinals coming to bat, bottom of the first inning. No score, a 1-2-3 top of the first for Eee-shawn Henderson. And now Danny Werchansky, the left-handed starter for Arkansas, comes home with his first pitch of the night and pumps in a strike to Darlene Moquete, who leads off for the Cards tonight. 0-1. Moquete, right-handed batter, open stance. Next pitch to him, he swings, grounds one up the third base line. That's fair. Past the glove of Ramirez and down the line. Moquete around first, takes his helmet off and carries it into second base, where he starts things off with a stand-up double. Well, that's one way to prevent your helmet from falling off your head, as Moquete literally just as he was running around as if he was tipping his cap to say, what a lovely hit to start the game. Took off the helmet and just carried it.
Also one way to pick up a double there. Wasn't the best swing he'll ever have, but able to tuck it inside the line down the third base side. Ben Ramirez a little off that line. He kind of rolled over his wrists, but snuck it right in there. And how about a double to lead off the first inning?
So now it's JJ Wetherholt at the plate. Werchansky from the stretch. And the first pitch to JJ. He swings, fouls it off at the plate, 0-1. Moquete didn't stick around at the plate long enough for me to talk about the fact that last night was his first hitless game of the season. He had started the season with 7 straight games with a hit, and now the longest active hitting streak, should say, on the club belongs to this man, JJ Wetherholt, hitting from the left side. 0-1 pitch. He swings, lines one to right. That one hanging in the air, and a sliding catch by Sundstrom. Nice play by Sundstrom, robbing Wetherholt. It sunk fast on him, and Sundstrom sliding caught it just above the grass for out number 1.
It's a good piece of wood there for JJ Wetherholt. Got a pitch up in the zone, able to bring his hands around, get the bat head on the ball. Nice swing, but right at him.
Batter now Chase Davis. With Moquete at second, no score, 1 out, bottom of the first. And the first pitch from Werchansky is a breaking ball, low and outside, 1-0. Davis hitless in his last 3 games. Last night, tough night for him. Struck out 4 times, did walk once. 10-game on-base streak for Davis as he waits from the left side. 1-0 pitch, swung on, hit in the air, left center field, but that hangs up there for Knight, who moves over and makes the catch. So a couple of line drives to the outfield, a little too much backspin, and a couple of outs with Moquete still at second base and R.J. Yeager coming up trying to pick him up.
Still good signs here for Springfield. A couple of hard hit baseballs. Here, first couple of looks at Danny Werchansky, who they did see last year, like we mentioned, was the last one on the mound in this ballpark to end the 2024 postseason.
Werchansky kicks and deals to the right-handed hitting Yeager, and he takes a breaking ball low, ball 1. Travs defensively, Labrada, Knight, Sundstrom left to right in the outfield. Ramirez at third, Hood at short, Rodden at second, Fitzgerald at first, Raposo, the former Cardinal, behind the plate. Werchansky, no wins, no losses, 4.70 earned run average. And his 1-0 pitch to R.J. Yeager on the way. R.J. takes a fastball for a strike. And he's got an even count at 1-1. Yeager, 6 runs batted in. Trying to pick up Moquete, who started the inning with a double. He leads from second. Second baseman Rodham shading that way, trying to keep him close. And a pickoff throw to second, and Moquete somehow got back. Boy, the throw beat him, and from up here, tough to tell. Guess it was bang bang, but Moquete able to get the hand in there. It looked like when Werchansky spun, he was going to have him, but Darlene able to sneak back in. And so Yeager still up there, 1 ball, 1 strike. Werchansky kicks, comes home, and Yeager takes high, ball 2, 2-1. Well, as the season goes along, one thing you'll get to know about me, big uniform guy, big jersey guy. And I do want to note that Werchansky is the first player this season we have seen sporting the high stirrups.
Okay.
2-1 pitch. Yeager swings, and he pops it up. Shallow left field. Shortstop Hood goes out. In comes Labrada, and Hood backpedaling out into left field makes the play. Top of the second inning. Jason Schwartz, Steve Granado with you. No score in the game as Eee-shawn Henderson goes back to work. And his first pitch is lined into center field by Jared Sundstrom. Sundstrom making a diving catch, rather a sliding catch, more like it, in right field to rob JJ Wetherholt in the bottom of the first. And then Sundstrom not wasting any time in the top of the second. He's got the first hit of the game for Arkansas. And the batter now, Hunter Fitzgerald, tonight's Travelers first baseman. Fitzgerald was not in the lineup last night. He stands in from the left side, batting .286. And the first pitch to him is swung on, fouled back into the screen, 0-1. Fitzgerald, somewhat a common last name, but normally it's all one word, one name, if you will, but it's Fitz and Gerald, Fitz-Gerald. Hunter, no homers, 1 run batted in this year. Next pitch, he swings again and fouls it, this time over the screen. And he's quickly in a hole at 0-2.
A quick Google search of Fitzgerald. Who do you think pops up? Who would be the most famous Fitzgerald? One word.
I just looked over and I peeked at your laptop. I see a picture of me on there. I know that's that's not what popped up. But
well, that's just my desktop wallpaper. I always just have you back there.
Fits in the tantrums.
That's not a bad guess.
Throw over to first base, and
you got to go a little more historical.
Sundstrom back in.
F. Scott Fitzgerald, one American novelist.
But was he Fitz-Gerald?
He is not Fitz dash, but he is F. Scott.
0-2 the count. Runner at first base. No score here in the top of the second. Henderson comes home and a ground ball up the middle right by the bag. Wetherholt field steps on second for 1, and to first he goes for the double play.
Number
6-3 double play for the Cards, and just like that, there are 2 down. And Nick Raposo comes up. Now Raposo, somewhat of a homecoming last night. Spent parts of 3 seasons here in Springfield, 2021, 22, and 23. Was with the Cardinals organization for part of last year as he takes a strike on the inside corner, 0-1. Raposo got up to the big leagues for a couple days last year, although didn't get in a game. And now here he is, back in Double-A in the Mariners organization. He takes down and away, and the count to him is 1-0 or 1-1? 1-1. Second baseman shading up the middle, and Henderson, the 1-1 pitch. Raposo swings, hits a fly ball towards the line and right. Long run for Davis, and on the run, he picks it off. No run too long for Chase. Bottom of the second inning at Hammons Field. Cardinals and Travs are scoreless, and Dakota Harris starts it off for the Redbirds. Right-handed batter against Danny Werchansky, the left-hander. And Werchansky winds and deals. Harris, big cut at a curve, and comes up empty. It's 0-1. Quick first inning for Werchansky. He gave up a double, but still made only 10 pitches. 0-1. And another curve. Harris takes a strike quickly in a hole at 0-2. For Werchansky, it's already his third start of the season. This past Thursday, through 5 innings against Tulsa. Harris swings here, grounds one left side. Third baseman Ramirez to his left, fields a long high hop, and throws over to first base in time. Harris is retired. 4 straight set down by Werchansky. And Ramon Mendoza comes to the plate for the Cards. Werchansky last year pitched 27 times for the Travs. He made 17 starts, and he won the Texas League ERA title. Was 8-6 with a 2.84 earned run average in 111 innings pitched. Mendoza grounds one to third, and it eats up the third baseman Ramirez. Bounces over to Hood, and there's no play. Ramirez aboard, Mendoza aboard thanks to Ramirez. And we await the ruling, but that was a pretty routine ground ball to third. And the Cards have a 1-out base runner for Brody Moore.
Well struck baseball. Just like you mentioned, waiting for the ruling. Imagine we'll go E5 on that one if I had to venture a guess.
I'd say it's a pretty solid guess. Oh,
all right.
Got a hit on the board as Brody Moore takes the first pitch for a strike. 0-1.
Guess that's why we're not in that booth.
Moore coming off a big game Sunday. Wasn't in the lineup yesterday. Hit his first home run of the season on Sunday. His first Double-A home run. 1 strike pitch as we got a drag race going on Traffic Way to our right.
Yeah, you'll get used to that one.
Moore goes around on a swing. It seemed like he tried to check, and he's quickly in a hole, 0-2. Right-handed batter with Mendoza at first base. So I guess they must have thought that the ball took a bad hop on the third base from Ramirez, and so Mendoza with a gift base hit as Moore takes high. And the count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Werchansky's 27 years old. He's from Stony Point, New York on Long Island. D2 college pitcher. Pitched at Pace University as he delivers a pitch down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Werchansky trying to get up out of Double-A, but happy to be here. I'd assume he spent a couple years in indie ball. He was in the Frontier League. Here comes the 2-2. Swing and a foul, shot up the first base line. Nice job by Brody Moore, waiting back on that breaking ball and getting a piece to stay alive. We are scoreless in the bottom of the 2nd inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out with a runner at first base. Cards and Travs here.
Jason, you know who went to Pace University? Rachel Ray.
Rachel Ray.
How about that?
Pace University, okay. 2-2. Werchansky set, holding, still holding. Now with 3 seconds left on the pitch clock, deals and Moore swings and misses. He climbed the ladder and came up empty.
Pace University class of 1987, Rachel Ray.
Well, I'll venture to say that Rachel Ray is the most well-known to have attended Pace, and then I'll go ahead and say Danny Werchansky's second.
Second best, yeah.
At least for me.
Until
right?
he gets to the bigs.
At least for me.
Yeah.
Because now I only know of 2 people that went there.
Move over, Rachel Ray.
Here is Carlos Linares, runner at first base with 2 down. Werchansky kicks and deals, and a curve is in there to Linares for strike 1. Two out here for the Cards, bottom of the 2nd inning. Linares coming into the game, hitting .500. 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Big curve, and it's quickly 0-2. Carlos had that big 4-hit night in the Cardinals' 10-9 win last week at Amarillo. Playing in his 4th game behind the plate. Last night, Leonardo Bernal had a nice game at catcher, hit his first home run of the season, and threw out 2 runners trying to steal. 0-2. misses very high. And they count on Linares now 1 ball and 2 strikes.
And Linares at the plate so far this year, 6 for his first 12.
Right-handed batter. He's got Mendoza on at first base. First baseman plays off the line, holding him though. 1-2. Warchansky deals and Linares takes high. Started the swing, but held up the hands. So digs back in with a 2-ball, 2-strike count. That fastball from Warchansky coming in at 89 miles per hour. 2-2 with 2 out and the pitch. Low off speed, and that fills up the count at 3-2. So we got an action pitch coming up here. Mendoza will be on the move. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 out. No score in the bottom of the second. Miguel Ugueto on deck, hopeful for his first Cardinal at bat here in the second inning. 3-2 pitch. Warchansky fires home, runner goes, and Linares fights it off as he fouls it back into the screen. And we'll do it again at 3-2. Mendoza jogs back over to first base, and we'll do it again. Beautiful night for baseball in Springfield. Weather holding up. A few drops of rain before the game, but 70 degrees the first pitch temperature. Payoff pitch again. Mendoza leads. Warchansky holds, and now Danny throws to first. Mendoza back standing up. Official box score has 70 degrees and cloudy as the first pitch weather, but well, we're seeing clouds in the distance, but blue skies directly over the ballpark and the sun shining to the deepest parts of the outfield. 3-2, Mendoza goes again, and Linares cues one over to first, a weak ground ball. Fielded by Fitzgerald, he steps on first. Eee-shawn Henderson's first pitch here in the top of the third misses down and away, ball 1. We got a scoring change, and to tell you about that and all the action, here's Steve Granado.
Thank you very much, sir. Next pitch from Henderson will be a called strike. The previously called hit for Ramon Mendoza, second batter of the bottom of the second, has been changed to an error. So it's an E5 now instead of a single to third. So that takes a hit off the board and puts an error on the ledger of Ben Ramirez. Just as a by the way, next pitch was swung on and missed. It's now 1-2 on the aforementioned Ramirez, and now he'll cue one back to the screen and keep the count right there. So it's Ben Ramirez, Josh Hood, and Yoiner Fajardo, the bottom third of this Travs order, as they seek victory number 7 in a row. The 1-2 pitch is going to miss below the strike zone. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Henderson, the southpaw, coming at you with 5 pitches. There's a bevy of arms on this roster this year as this chopped up the middle, charging in Wetherholt. His throw is on the money, and that's the first out of the top of the third. There's a bevy of arms on this roster this season, Jason. Just, I mean, the repertoire is massive. I mean, a lot of these guys, 4, 5 pitches, even out of the pen, which is kind of interesting to look at. And then you're looking at a guy like Jack Ralston, who came into 2024 with only 2 pitches on his ledger, now has 3 after adding the splitter last season. Brings up Josh Hood, went 2 for 4 yesterday with a double. I'll take a breaking ball inside for ball 1.
Just a bevy of arms in general, as we've noted. It's a big pitching staff. Cardinals featuring a 5-man rotation, that's normal, but an 11-man bullpen.
This pitch misses outside, technically 18 arms on the roster right now, of course, with a couple of IL spots. Nick Riquet, who we did see throw a little today, which is a good sign. The 2-0 pitch is crushed out towards left field. Only question is fair or foul, and luckily for the Cardinals, the answer is foul. Of course, Cooper Jerpy, the unfortunate news coming out yesterday that the former Springfield Cardinal and 2-time Texas League Pitcher of the Week in consecutive weeks, by the way, Cooper Jerpy undergoing Tommy John surgery this week. As this pitch is a called strike 2-2, so of course we wish nothing but the best to Cooper, who was unreal in his limited time here last season. And just such a joy to watch, the former Oregon State Beaver. 2 balls, 2 strikes coming back. And it will be a ground ball to the backhand at third base. Ramon Mendoza, long throw, he plants and fires. And the Shortstop Josh Hood rolls over 5-3. There's 2 gone.
Designated hitter, number 7, Junior.
But on a lighter note, former Springfield Cardinals, many congratulations out to Matt Swanson, who got called up today to the major leagues, the 139th Springfield Cardinal to become a St. Louis Cardinal. At least he will be as soon as he makes his MLB debut. First pitch to Fajardo is fouled straight back. Swanson, of course, last year tied the all-time single-season record in franchise history in saves, and of course led the Texas League. He was the number 2 closer in all of minor league baseball last season, and he was automatic as the 0-1 pitch comes home, and that's in for a strike. 0-2 easily, for my book, the best reliever we saw in the Texas League last year was Matt Swanson. Swing and a miss, and quick work for Eee-shawn Henderson, who punches out Fajardo, his 3rd strikeout. No score as we enter the home half of inning number 3, alongside Jason Swartz, Steve Granado with you here on a fine Wednesday evening, our first Purina Wolf Wednesday of 2025. Some pups in the ballpark. Miguel Ugueto in his first Springfield Cardinals plate appearance, making his Double-A debut today. Got called up yesterday. Got to take part in the Chevy Trucks of the Ozark truck parade yesterday as he grounds one on over to 3rd. That'll be a quick out here. Ben Ramirez fires across the diamond for the first out of the inning. Brings up Darlene Moquete.
This game looking a little bit like last night's game, with the starters kind of rolling early on. And last night the game was scoreless until the bottom of the 5th inning. We didn't see the Travs starter go deep into the game, but he did go 9 up, 9 down to start. And then, of course, Bryson Mott's faced the minimum through 5 innings.
First offering to Moquete, he'll take a strike called. Doubled back in the first inning. That's the only hit for Springfield. One of just 2 in this contest. He kind of dribbled one down the 3rd base line. It snuck into the corner. Here's the 0-1 pitch now. And Wierchanski goes off speed and misses wide. Base is empty, no score. We're in the home half of inning number 3. Cards, Travs, game 2. Here's the 1-1. And Moquete, a little flare out towards shallow center. It's in the triangle out there, and that's going to fall in for a hit. So 2 hits for Moquete after an 0-for-4 effort last night. Doesn't have the hardest contact in the world, but he's the only guy that's 2-for-2. That'll bring up JJ Wetherholt, who lined out sharply back in his first at-bat. Wetherholt will have to wait. Throw back to first base. Moquete 2-for-2 in stolen bases this season to start.
And Moquete's the one guy other than Chase Davis that Patrick Anderson has used at the top of the order. It's just the 2nd game this season that Davis hasn't been in the leadoff spot, and Moquete has taken his place both times.
As the first pitch to Wetherholt is hit in the air out towards left center field. That ball carrying with the wind blowing out there, and this one's out of here as JJ Wetherholt hits his first Double-A home run. Little question there from Wetherholt, who was kind of sprinting around first, but he'll take a nice little trot, and he gets Springfield on the board here. It's 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. First Double-A home run for JJ Wetherholt.
And JJ wasn't sure of the ground rules, but the umpires sure were on top of that one, no question, as Mickey Smith signaled home run right off the bat. And Wetherholt showing the oppo power to extend his hitting streak to 6 games.
Kind of inside it out that one a little bit, a hair of a jam, but able to, like you mentioned, muscle up and go the other way. First pitch to Chase Davis is high and tight. 1 ball and no strikes. So congratulations, JJ Wetherholt. 2nd series, as now Davis grounds one on over to 2nd. That'll be the 2nd out of the inning. 4-3 on the put. I was going to say his 2nd series here at Hammons Field. Of course, the Cardinal faithful here in Springfield very much know JJ Wetherholt already. I mean, it was apparent, I would say, on day 1, but technically it was day 2, the Saturday here at home. But day 1 of baseball, you know, people knew. They are Cardinal red through and through in this area. First pitch to R.J. Yeager now. He'll get a hold of one out towards left field. Going back, Labrada to the track, looking up, and it's gone! A Jaeger bomb in Springfield as RJ goes deep now. It's 2 long balls here in the home half of inning number 3, and it's 3-0 Springfield. RJ's third of the year. He had 15 last season. He's off to a hot start in 2025. Just another pitch up in the zone. Dakota Harris now to the plate. And he'll line one out. Deep center field. Back towards the wall. This one's gone! Dakota Harris getting in on the party. It's 3 home runs in the third. And Springfield teeing off at Hammonds. It's a 4-0 Cardinal lead.
And a tip of the cap to the fan on the berm in left center field who caught that ball on the fly with his bare hands.
Well, they're getting a lot of practice out there, Jason. That's 3 homers in 4 batters for the Springbirds.
First time Springfield's gone back-to-back this season.
Can Ramon Mendoza join the crew as he takes one outside? 1 ball and no strikes. The Jaeger one wasn't cheap. The Harris one wasn't cheap. I'll give Wetherholt a little bit on the wind assist, but he's still muscled up and wet the other way. Here's the 1-0, and Mendoza pops one in the air, left side of the infield. Ramirez calling for it in foul territory to mercifully end the onslaught of bombs here in the bottom of the third. Well, the Cardinals saw a 5 spot against them last night. 4 homers, or rather 4 runs on 3 homers for Springfield in the bottom of the third, and they have given Eee-shawn Henderson a little pad to work with here as we enter the top of the 4th. It'll be the top of the order for Arkansas. Brock Rodden takes ball 1. Now Henderson rocks, fires, the southpaw delivers a breaking ball for a called strike. That was looked to be the curveball that time. And it's a 1-1 count. Decent little crowd on hand here. Our first Purina Wolf Wednesday out at the ballpark, the 1-1. That'll miss for ball 2. 2-1 pitch now from Henderson. Is a hot shot liner, and it squeaks under the glove of Mendoza into left field. Brock Rodden takes a sharp turn around first. The ball was bobbled for a second by Moquete in left, but no harm, no foul. That was the most well-struck baseball we've seen by the Travs here tonight. Bring up Victor Labrada.
It's back-to-back games where the Cardinals starting pitcher has gone, well, I shouldn't say 9 up, 9 down, but faced the minimum first time through the order.
How about that?
And Eee-shawn Henderson now with 8 straight scoreless innings to start his season, matching Takoa Roby for the best scoreless inning streak on the club.
Throw back to first base with no incident. Rodden, of course, successful on the base paths this season. Like a lot of guys on this Arkansas roster, Rodden a perfect 5 for 5 this year. He's got a pretty good lead over at first base too, maybe first move on the lefty. He does not go. The first offering is going to miss down and out on Victor Labrada. Labrada 0 for 6 in the series now after flying out back in the first inning. 4-0 Springfield, top of the 4th inning. Nobody out here for Arkansas trying to answer back. Henderson long peek over at first base, keeping Rodden honest there. And the 1-0 pitch slides off of the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Beautiful night for baseball. We'll be here all weekend, or all until the weekend on Saturday. Our first ever split doubleheader in Cardinals history. 2-0 is outside. Year 21, of course, here in downtown Springfield. All right here at Hammonds Field, which is obviously going under some surgery at the moment. All for the better. All to make the fan experience better here at Hammonds Field. 3-ball count here. Henderson coming back 3-0. Get him over at 3-1 now. Our first Thirsty Thursday coming up. And Jason, you were telling me a bit of a jersey connoisseur. First time getting a new look at the new Springfield Cashew Chickens tomorrow. That'll be the second pick back to first base.
That's right. I mean, I think I'll miss the traditional Cardinals. It's a beautiful jersey, of course, one of the best ever. But yeah, I'm excited to see the Cashew Chickens.
Yeah, year 3 of the Cashew Chickens. And a brand new jersey to be revealed tomorrow. Tickets at SpringfieldCardinals.com. 3-1 in the air towards right center field. Ball struck well, chasing towards the alleyway, and the center fielder Ugetto is able to haul it in. That ball kind of hung up off the bat of Labrada. And that's going to be the first out of the inning as Rodden jogs back to first. So it's a completely redesigned jersey. Every year the Cashew Chickens that started back in 2023 has gotten a new look. So 2023, the inaugural look. Last season, a refreshed campaign. And this year, we've already revealed the hat. You can get those right now at the Springfield Cardinals team store in the ballpark and, of course, online. I think right now it's our best-selling hat of 2025. First pitch is a bit outside to Bill Knight. Struck out back in the first inning. 4-0 Springfield. We're in the top of the 4th inning with 1 out, 1 on. But yeah, the jersey reveal tomorrow. Maybe I buried the lead, Jason, but they're my favorite Cashew Chickens jerseys. Here's a throw down to second base with the runner going, and Rodden is now a perfect 6 for 6. And upset at himself is Carlos Linares, but I don't think there was much else he could have done. A great jump there by Brock Rodden. So he now stands at second base with 1 out and a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Bill Knight. I think you're going to like him, Jason.
I'm excited to see him.
1-1. Breaking ball for a call and strike. 2-1. See, I'm the guy, if you're the jersey connoisseur, I'm the guy you need to talk to because I've seen them all. I've seen all the secrets of the 2025 jerseys. I got a perfect view of the entire design process. I have nothing to do with it. Don't mince words. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Second time Bill Knight has struck out tonight, and that's 4 Ks for Eee-shawn Henderson. There's 2 gone.
Number 21, Jared Sundstrom.
Jared Sundstrom out of the plate. He has the only, well, until this inning, had the only hit for Arkansas. That came back in the second. He's 1 for 1. We have some good ones in the pipeline this year. I'm really excited. I've seen the Halloween ones already. That's coming up on May 2nd, our halfway to Halloween annual tradition here at Hammons Field. Breaking ball downstairs and in, 1 ball and no strikes.
Will you be in costume?
I will be in costume, and I hope you will be too.
You already know what you're going to be?
I have a couple. I'm a big costume guy. We talked about this last year with our old friend Alex Jensen. But see, I couldn't get him to dress up, but I think I need to try and convince you. There's a fly ball out towards center field. And there's Ugetto to put it away. Sundstrom flies out to the home half of inning number 4 with a 4-0 Springfield Cardinals lead. Brody Moore to lead things off. A strikeout victim back in the second. The lefty Warchansky fires a strike to begin the inning, and it's no balls and 1 strike. Brody Moore followed by Carlos Linares and Miguel Ugetto. Bottom third of the Cards order, set by Patrick Anderson. There's a hot shot liner, 1-hop diving by Josh Hood. He gets to his feet and fires across the diamond on 1 hop. He will nab Moore. And a nifty first out here to open up the bottom of the 4th.
Number 34, Carlos Linares.
Nice little play by Josh Hood. Carlos Linares will come to the plate. Linares rolled over to first base back in the second inning. And he will take ball 1. Nelson Fraley behind the plate calling balls and strikes here tonight. Here's the 1-0 pitch. And the catcher takes one upstairs. Linares called up the latter part of the season a year ago. Got his first taste of opening day here, I guess yesterday technically. or not technically. But that's what we're going with. Yesterday was really felt like opening day. We got washed out a little bit on opening weekend here in the Ozarks.
Steve, great job being the master of ceremonies down on the field.
That's not what I was getting at, but I'll take a compliment when I can get one. As Linares takes ball 4, a 4-pitch walk to put a runner aboard at first. That's our first walk tonight.
Center fielder, number 40, Miguel.
They've done it twice now.
I was going to say, got a little extra practice for yesterday. I'm trying to do justice to the great Andrew Buckbine, who did it for, what, 12 years here in Springfield, the longest tenured voice of the Springfield Cardinals.
And was the OG to MC that Mike Lindskog?
I believe so.
The original voice of the Springfield Cardinals?
Yes. 05 and beyond. Opened and called the first game here in Springfield. And I was telling you before the game, I think we found the tapes in the midst of this renovation here in the press level here at Hammons Field. The 0-1 pitch is a hot shot liner into left field off the bat of Miguel Ugueto, and that's his first Double-A hit. So a liner into left puts a couple of runners aboard for Darlene Moquete.
Well, tip of the cap to Mike, because you and I both go back with him. We're connected to Mike back in Southern California, so figured first time you and I were on the air together, we had to give Mike a shout.
We had to inflate his ego a little bit. Just a little bit. Darlene Moquete to the plate. He's picked up a pair of hits here tonight. A double in the first that was snuck down the line at third, and then a flare drop single into center. As it comes to the plate for the third time with a couple of base runners aboard and only one gone. Cardinals lead it 4-0.
And if there's anyone who knows about a shout, it's Mike.
Oh boy, does he ever. I can see it now. The tucks in full force down on this field as the Chevy Dealers of the Ozarks truck parade circles him. Moquete out in front of a breaking ball, and it's 1-1. Like I said, I don't know if we need to inflate the ego anymore on the old Mike Lindskog.
Well, he's not listening.
That's what you think. The 1-1. Bouncing ball towards short. This could be 2. The flip, the throw, and it is in time as Moquete rolls over into a 6-4-3 to close down a threat here in the bottom of the 4th. Springfield on top as we go to the top of the 5th. To tell you about it, here's the voice of the Cardinals, Jason Schwartz.
Thanks so much, Steve. Cardinals giving Eee-shawn Henderson plenty to work with the way Henderson's been rolling. 4 scoreless innings for the left-hander from Central California. And Henderson now starting the season with 9 straight scoreless innings, trying to make it 10 as he faces Hunter Fitzgerald to start off the top of the 5th. And the first pitch is in for strike 1. Fitzgerald, Raposo, and Ramirez here in the top half of the 5th inning. Henderson about to throw his 55th pitch of the night, and it's a slider that misses just outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fitzgerald hit into a double play his first time, and he looks at the next one below the knees for ball 2, 2-1. Sun not a factor on the field. Lights are on, but not yet taking effect just yet. Wind kind of picking up here, blowing from right to left as Henderson comes home 2-1 and misses outside. And he's behind 3 balls and 1 strike. Eee-shawn has not walked a batter tonight. He walked 3 in his first start at Amarillo, 3-1. And there's the first walk of the night for Eee-shawn Henderson. A breaking ball that missed down and outside and skipped all the way to the backstop. So Fitzgerald takes his base to start off the top of the 5th inning, and Nick Raposo coming up. Cards lost to the Travs last night in the series opener, 7-5. And Raposo stepping in here with a man at first, nobody out. Cards up 4-0 in the top of the 5th here tonight. Henderson from the stretch. First pitch to Raposo. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 94. 0-1. Second baseman Moore shades up the middle. Outfield playing Raposo to pull with Ugueto in center field, shaded off to left. And the wind now blowing out to left. Again, pretty strongly here. As Raposo takes a pitch up and in, goes around on a check swing. They appealed down to first base, and Derek Pacheco said he went around. So Henderson ahead of him 0-2, and looking for his 5th strikeout of the night. Raposo flied to right his first time up. Here he calls time and steps out of the box. 0-2. Henderson works from the third base side of the rubber. Looks at first, checks twice, now he comes home. And a breaking ball drops in, strike 3 called. Slider from Eee-shawn Henderson. First strikeout looking tonight, and his 5th strikeout overall. 1 down for Ben Ramirez, who grounded out to shortstop his first time up. Cardinals 4 runs, 6 hits, all 4 runs scoring on 3 homers in the bottom of the 3rd inning. First pitch here, down and away, ball 1 to Ramirez. JJ Wetherholt, his first Double-A home run, and Apo Taco to left center. RJ Yeager hitting his 3rd home run of the season, and then Dakota Harris going back-to-back with him with his 2nd home run. Pitch to Ramirez, swung on and missed, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike to the left-handed hitter. Ramirez, the number 7 hitter in the lineup. Josh Hood is on deck. Yeager holding Fitzgerald at first. Here's the stretch. Henderson holding. Pitch clock was down to 1, and Henderson decides to throw to first base. Travelers do a lot of running. Already 1 stolen base tonight for Arkansas. They lead the league in stolen bases, and it's not close. 1-1 on the outside corner for a strike, 1-2. I think we saw about as many stolen base attempts last night combined as we've seen in any Cardinals game all season. Actually, I should say in all the Cardinals games all season for both clubs. Cardinals haven't done much running. Neither have their opponents. 1-2 pitch. Swinging a line drive foul off to the left out of play. Count stays at 1-2 on Ben Ramirez. Henderson ready. And the lefty comes home. Slide step delivery. Slider misses up and in. And the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cardinals in the bottom of the 5th. We'll have Wetherholt, Davis, Yeager, and if anybody gets on, Harris. So the batters responsible for the home runs back in the 3rd coming up in the 5th. 2-2. Outside, ball 3, full count now on Ben Ramirez. Steve Granado, Jason Schwartz with you from Hammons Field, Wednesday night, April 16th. Game 11 of the 2025 season. Here's the 3-2. Breaking ball swung on, fouled off at the plate. Ramirez stays alive. Tomorrow, 6:35 first pitch. As we talked about before, Cardinals will be sporting their Cashew Chickens uniforms for the first time. And we'll see Tekoa Roby on the mound. 2nd time he'll pitch here at Hammons, 3rd start overall this season. Roby will enter the start tomorrow night with 8 scoreless innings under his belt this year. 3-2 again. The pitch from Henderson, and a ground ball sharply hit back through the middle by Ramirez and into center. A base hit. Legetto comes up with it, fires in to the shortstop Wetherholt. And the Travs have 2 on with 1 out. First time that Arkansas has had 2 men on base at the same time. And the Cardinals here in this 5th inning have action now down in their bullpen. Sean Harney, the right-hander, getting loose. 2 on, 1 out. Carlos Linares comes out in front of home plate, flashes signs to the infield. And the batter, Josh Hood, stepping in, the number 8 hitter in the order. Hood, 0 for 1, grounded out to 3rd base his first time. Runners lead from 1st and 2nd. Henderson looking back at 2nd. And the lefty comes home. First pitch, Big swing by Hood, and he fouls it straight back. 0-1. That was Henderson's 70th pitch of the night. He's made 17 pitches already in this 5th inning. 17 is the most he's made in any previous inning tonight. He threw 17 in the first. No balls and 1 strike, 2 on and 1 out. 4-0 Cards in the 5th. The pitch. Big swing by Hood again. This time he comes up empty. And Henderson jumps ahead of him 0-2. Eee-shawn hunting his 6th strikeout. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Fitzgerald walked. He leads from second. Ramirez singled. He leads from first. 0-2. Let's see what Henderson comes with here. Lefty. Holding. Now kicks the leg. He pitches. And a fastball at 96 fouled back by Hood. That pitch was up and out of the zone. Hood went after it and got a piece. Josh going old school. No batting gloves for the right-handed batter. As he waves the bat back and forth, getting into his stance, staring down Henderson, who's about to come with another 0-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's swung on and missed. Slider from Henderson to pick up strikeout number 6.
Designated hitter, number 7, Joyner.
From 96 miles per hour to 84 miles per hour. And now 2 on, but with 2 out for the number 9 hitter in the Arkansas order, Joyner Fajardo. Fajardo standing in, struck out swinging his first time up. This will probably be it for Henderson this inning. So if he can get Fajardo here, that's 5 scoreless in back-to-back starts. First pitch to Fajardo. Swing and a line drive left center field. That's going to get down for a hit, and it rolls into the gap. Fitzgerald around third into score. Ugueto up with it, gets it into second. Sliding in safely is Fajardo. Stopping at third, Ramirez, and it's an RBI double for the number 9 hitter in the order to get Arkansas on the board. It's 4-1. The first run scored against Eee-shawn Henderson in 2025. Almost 10 scoreless innings to start the season, but he'll settle for 9 2/3.
Second baseman, number 8, Brock Rodden.
So RBI double for Joyner. He picks up his 2nd RBI of the season. And back to the top of the order, here's Brock Rodden, the switch hitter, batting right-handed, with runners at second and third, 2 out. And a big spot here in the middle portion of this game. Henderson's first pitch. Rodden swings, pops it up foul, back out of play. Linares giving chase, but that one is well up into the seats. No balls and 1 strike. Rodden 1 for 2, a single his last time up. And so a big spot here because either Henderson finishes the 5th and limits the damage to 1 run, or a base hit here from Rodden, and he could get Arkansas back within 1 run. It's 4-1 Springfield in the top of the 5th. And now time called behind the plate by Linares. All right, 0-1. Henderson's ready. Rodden is as well. The pitch. Misses up and away with a changeup. 1 ball, 1 strike to Brock Rodden. Victor Labrada is on deck. Rodden 2 for 5 in the series with a run batted in. Runners leading from second and third, the 1-1. And it's down and in behind the back leg of the switch hitter Rodden, batting right-handed against the lefty Henderson. 2 balls and 1 strike now. Henderson tucks the glove in by his right shoulder as he gets the sign, now brings the hands together. He's ready, 2-1. On its way, and a ground ball foul wide of third. Evens the count to Rodden at 2-2. All right, here we go, big spot. As Henderson tries again to limit Arkansas to just 1 run. This will be the final inning for Eee-shawn. Trying to make it a 1-run start over his 5 innings tonight. As he steps off the rubber for a moment, collects himself, and now gets back on. Fitzgerald scored. He started the inning with a walk. Ramirez is at third. Fajardo's at second. The 2-2, here it is. And it swung on and missed. Slider down by the shoestrings. Rodden chased it. 4-1 Springfield, bottom of the fifth inning. And Danny Wierchanski back to work. He's made 50 pitches and his 51st of the night is a breaking ball low and away to JJ Wetherholt. 1 ball, no strikes. Cardinals by 3. All the damage done back in the third. And JJ Wetherholt got it started with a 2-run homer as he looks at a breaking ball that misses inside from Wierchanski. 2 balls and no strikes. So Wetherholt, 6-game hitting streak, now has a Double-A home run. And he also has 6 RBIs. 2-0, up and in, and knocks Wetherholt back. And JJ tried to limbo back out of the way, but ended up just falling back over. Fastball there, only 86 miles per hour, but when it's up in your kitchen, it looks like it's coming in hot. And now 3-0, Wierchanski delivers, and that one high and inside, a 4-pitch walk. Second walk in the game for Danny Wierchanski. And it brings up Chase Davis.
Chase Davis.
Davis looking for his first hit tonight and his first hit since Friday. Chase now 0 for his last 12 over the last 4 contests. Hitting from the left side against the lefty Wierchanski, first pitch. And Davis takes high, ball 1, 1-0. And Wierchanski's missed on the first 5 pitches of this 5th inning. And so the catcher Raposo is going to go out to have a word with him. Cardinals and the Travs, both 7-3 through 10 games, tied for first in the North. Both teams beating up on opponents who've gotten off to really slow starts last week. 1-0 pitch, Wierchanski deals. Davis takes a breaking ball outside, ball 2. I think a lot of people were curious to see how this series would go, how these two teams match up after their successful series last week. 2-0 pitch, Wierchanski set, holds, now comes home, and Davis takes a strike on the outside corner. It's 2-1. Cardinals went to Amarillo, played an Amarillo Sod Poodles club that isn't playing its best baseball right now. Has gotten off to a slow start. They struggled in that series. Here's the 2-1 to Davis. Wierchanski throws to first instead. Wetherholt back, standing easily. And then the Travelers played at home against Tulsa, a Drillers club that was swept in their opening series of the season. And the Travs won 5 out of 6 from them. 2-1. Wierchanski deals. And a breaking ball outside, ball 3 to Davis, 3-1. 4-1 Cardinals, bottom of the 5th inning, trying to even up this 6-game series at a game apiece. 3-1. Wetherholt leading from first. Wierchanski kicks and deals. Davis swings and bounces one foul. It rolls into the Cardinals dugout on the first base side. Full count now on Chase. A left-handed batter. Digs back in. Shortstop shading him up the middle. Third baseman way off the line. Third base area is wide open on the infield for Davis. He swings at the 3-2 and fouls it back to stay alive. Three balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bottom of the 5th. Wetherholt taking his lead. Wierchanski set of the belt. Left-hander holds, checks first, now comes home. And Davis looks at a pitch outside. Curveball broke away, ball 4. And that's back-to-back walks for the Cards to start the 5th inning. And the table is set for Yeager and then Harris.
First baseman.
RJ, a home run his last time up, his 3rd home run of the season, matching Jeremy Rivas for the team lead. And should note this about Jeremy, who is not in the lineup tonight for the Cardinals. Jeremy last night hitting his 3rd home run already this season. He's already matched his career high in home runs. It has been quite the start for Rivas, the 22-year-old, in his 5th professional season, as Yeager takes down an away ball 1. He entered this season, Rivas, with 8 career home runs over 4 seasons, 403 games. And he's got 3 in 9 games in 2025. Tonight he's on the bench. Yeager's at the plate. And a pickoff throw to second. Wetherholt dives back in. Travelers' bullpen is quiet. So Werchansky, the workhorse, letting him go here, even though he's struggling with his command here in the 5th inning. Cardinals have a chance to break this one open a bit. The 1-0. RJ swings and fouls it off to the right, out of play. That pitch down and in on RJ in the strike zone. And the count now 1-1. Patrick Anderson, the manager, coaching third, flashing signs as Yeager now digs back in, right-handed batter's box. Cards in the red jerseys tonight with the white home pants. Wetherholt leading from second, Davis from first. The 1-1, Werchansky, high kick, deals, and a curveball swung on, whack to left. It's deep, it's at the wall, and it's off the wall over the glove of the leaping Labrada. Wetherholt around third, coming home to score. Davis didn't get a good read on it. He has to stay at second, and it's an RBI single off the left field fence for RJ Yeager. Cards lead 5-1. Yeager coming so close there to his second multi-homer game in 3 games, but hit it off the fence. Labrada also came very close to catching that ball. And Yeager picks up his second RBI. Cards get the run back. They lead by 4. They're thirsty for more as Dakota Harris steps in. Harris, a home run his last time up, his second of the season. Picked up RBI number 6. 2 on, nobody out. And still no action in the Travs pen. This has all the makings of just, hey, we need Werchansky to go out there and give us innings. About to make his 65th pitch of the night. Werchansky delivers to Harris, who throws bunt and ends up pulling it back to take ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes. Lights now illuminating the field. Twilight time here in Southwest Missouri. Great to have you all with us. Cards batting in the bottom of the 5th, leading 5-1 with 2 on and nobody out. And Werchansky deals. Harris swings, lines one to center field. It hangs in the air for the center fielder Knight, who throws to second behind Davis, and the force out there. Davis is doubled up on a line drive to center field. A second baseman Rodden there with the stretch, keeping his foot on the bag. And the double play now makes it 2 out with a runner at first. Yeager leading from first base. Mendoza at the plate, 0 for 2. First pitch to him. He takes a fastball up and in at 88 miles per hour. 1 ball and no strikes. A no-hitter was thrown last night in the Texas League. Northwest Arkansas no-hitting San Antonio. The 4th no-hitter in Naturals history. Pitch inside, 2-0. And if you go way back, one of those 4 no-hitters for the Naturals came against Springfield back in the early 2010s. But 4 pitchers combining to no-hit the Missions last night for the Naturals. Some history early in the 2025 Texas League season. 2-0 pitch coming to Mendoza, Werchansky deals, and it's high and outside for ball 3. Mendoza ahead 3-0 with Brody Moore on deck. 3-0 the pitch. And Mendoza takes a strike. Counts 3-1. The 4 pitchers for the Nats who did it last night: Ryan Ramsey, Chaz Martinez, Ryan Brady, and Brandon Johnson. Northwest Arkansas won it 3-0. 3-1. And that's up and away, ball 4. It's the 3rd walk of the inning for Danny Werchansky and his 4th of the night. It brings Brody Moore to the plate with 2 on now and 2 out. 1 run across in the inning. Cardinals leading at 5-1, and now a meeting at the mound as the Arkansas pitching coach, Cameron Ming, walks out to chat with Werchansky. And now the the Travelers have action in their bullpen. A right-hander beginning to throw in 2012. Northwest Arkansas actually had no hitters in 3 straight seasons: 2011, 2012, 2013, and then none until last night. All right, 2 on, 2 out. Here's Moore against Werchansky. And the first pitch here is taken outside, ball 1. 5-1 Cardinals. We're in the bottom of the 5th inning. Werchansky, the starter for the Travs, now up to 72 pitches, with Kingsbury throwing in the bullpen behind him. The 1-0. That's a fastball in the inside corner for a strike. 86 miles per hour from Werchansky, who is not a hard thrower. Yeager leading from second, Mendoza from first. Next pitch. Moore swings, sends a fly ball out to left center field. Labrada on his horse into the gap, reaches out, and he brings it in. A running grab, and that ends the bottom of the 5th inning. Cardinals leading the Arkansas Travelers by a score of 5-1 as we move on to the 6th inning. And back for more play-by-play, it's Steve Granado.
Thank you, sir. Fine job as always. As the first pitch from the new arm, Sean Harney, taking over on the mound, misses upstairs and away. We last saw Harney on Friday in Amarillo. Ended up going 2 innings in that contest. This will be the 2nd time Harney pitches here in his new home of Springfield. The next offering to Victor Labrada will miss upstairs. 2 balls and no strikes. Cardinals leading 5-1 as we enter the top of the 6th. Harney, the right-hander, making his 4th appearance of 2025. It'll be Labrada, Bill Knight, and Jared Sundstrom, the scheduled hitters here in the inning. As the next pitch misses upstairs, and Harney behind on the count. 3 balls and no strikes.
Final line for Eee-shawn Henderson, who's in line for his 2nd win. 5 innings, 1 run on 4 hits, 7 strikeouts, and 1 walk. He made 79 pitches, 52 for strikes.
Looked fantastic again. Next pitch, this one will get him over at 3-1.
ERA under 1 through 2 starts.
3 balls and a strike. The righty coming back, and that's going to miss inside for ball 4. So first batter faced. Victor Labrada reaches base for the first time today.
Center fielder, number 3, Bill Knight.
Brings up Bill Knight. First pitch, they'll call that one a strike. Bill Knight has struck out twice tonight, both of which swinging. He's riding a 4-game hitting streak entering play today. First time he sees Sean Harney. Runner aboard at first. Labrada is going on this one. Swung on and drilled through right field. That's going to be a base hit for Bill Knight. Now a 5-game hitting streak as he finds the gap on the right side of the infield. That's a walk and now a hit. The Traveler is starting to make a little noise to open up the 6th. So 2 quick ones to reach base here for Arkansas, who haven't led at any point in this contest. Of course, coming after the victory yesterday, the big 7th inning last night, 5 runs on the board. They were tied at that point at 1, and then they put up 5 in the 7th. after a miscue defensively and rode that all the way to the bank. Nobody out, runners on first and second. First pitch from Harney is going to miss up and out. 1 ball and no strikes. Here to Jared Sundstrom, who singled in the second and flew out in the fourth, so he's 1 for 2 tonight. Brought a fast at third. Bill Knight pretty darn fast himself at first. Count now 1 ball and a strike. Cardinals lead it 5-1. They've done it courtesy of 7 hits, 3 of which left the yard, all in the same inning. 1 ball and 1 strike, seeking out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. Floated down the right field line. This one headed for the red tents. Bouncing around like a pinball. Long pause here before Sundstrom strides back into the box just in the nick of time, according to the pitch clock. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Harney delivers and won't get him to chase the breaking ball away. Evens up the count here at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Just past the 8 o'clock hour here in Springfield. Good little crowd for a Wednesday night. Here until Saturday before the team hits the road again. We'll be in Wichita next week, but we got Arkansas all this week, leading up until Easter Sunday. Here's the 2-2, swinging a foul tip. No, did not get a piece of it. They'll say it's a swing and a miss. Both runners take off on the wild pitch and advance to second and third, but Sundstrom is out number 1. First strikeout for Sean Harney. So a wild pitch in the dirt, and both Labrada and Knight advance 90 feet. Drop Hunter Fitzgerald, who is 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored, the only run scored to this point here for the Arkansas Travelers, but that could change here in a moment's notice as he comes to the plate with 2 in scoring position. Cardinals still leading in this ball game by a 5-1 score. First pitch from Harney, in for a strike, 0-1.
We've talked plenty over the first 10 games about the struggles for the Cardinals bullpen, and last night the complexion of the game changed once the starter Bryson Motts came out.
There's a hot shot down the third base line, skewered foul.
And so now Harney the first out of the pen as the Cardinals get some action up behind him already. Actually, no, that's Jeremy Rivas who's down there just warming up, maybe going to come into the game.
Yeah, it's Rivas playing catch. No balls and 2 strikes. Harney, big strikeout could be coming right here, and he got him. Down on strikes, dropped the hammer down and in, and Fitzgerald goes down swinging. That's 2 crucial Ks here from Harney. Nice job bouncing back after a 5-pitch walk and a single from Bill Knight. They stand on second and third. Now Nick Raposo, who did damage yesterday, looking to do damage right here. Used to call this ballpark his home. Infield back with 2 gone, and a dribbler foul on the third base side makes the count 0-1.
You know, one thing the Cards pen has not struggled with is getting swings and misses. The 2 strikeouts here from Harney, giving Cardinals relievers 78 strikeouts over 53 2/3 innings through 10+ games this year.
Racking them up, racked them up yesterday. There were 22 combined strikeouts in the opener of this series last night. The 0-1. High in the air towards left center field, drifting to the gap, Hugueto. And he is there to put this one away. New pitcher into the contest as we enter the home half of the 6th inning. Daniel Warchansky's day is done. Jimmy Kingsbury taking over on the mound, set to make his 4th outing of the season. Of course, all out of the bullpen. Last pitched on Saturday at home against Tulsa. He will face off here with Carlos Linares to open up the bottom of the 6th. First pitch here from the right-hander Kingsbury is inside, 1-0.
Warchansky, 5 innings, 5 runs on 7 hits, 4 walks, 1 strikeout, and the 3 home runs.
Pitch is going to miss outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
So the line ends up Not looking too pretty for Danny tonight in his return to Hammons Field. Cardinals getting him back a little bit for what he did to them last year in September.
Sure. A couple of guys doing it to him too that were in that game on this team. It was Yeager and Harris were here last season when the season ended in unceremonious fashion. 3-0 the count here on Carlos Linares. And he will take a 4-pitch walk to open up the inning. 5-1 Springfield.
Let's not forget, too, as we mentioned early on in the broadcast tonight, Danny Warchansky's the reigning Texas League ERA champ. A 2.84 ERA last year in 111 innings. That was the lowest among all qualified pitchers.
We saw him on a handful of occasions last season, of course, mostly as a starter. But he, again, was the last guy on the mound. And the boys celebrated on the road. Pitches a strike on Miguel Ugueto, who picked up his first Double-A hit back in the 4th inning. Runner aboard at first, nobody out. Cardinals trying to pad a 4-run lead. As the next offering is in for a strike, quickly now 0-2 after a 4-pitch walk. Kingsbury pitched on the road in Midland back on opening night. Got tagged up for 5 runs in an inning and a third. Hit a couple batters, walked one. It was a tough start to the year, but has been clean in his last 2 outings, 6 straight innings. Here's a fly ball out towards right center field. Diving, it's off the glove of the left fielder, rather the center fielder, Bill Knight. And on his way to second with a double is Miguel Ugueto. So a single and a double in his Double-A debut. That puts the Cards in business with runners on second and third and nobody out. Good effort there from Bill Knight. Just kind of ran out of real estate.
Left fielder, number 28,
So Darlene Marquette, a double and a single in his resume tonight. He rolled into an inning-ending double play back in the 4th. Infield halfway, thinking maybe they cut someone down at home if Linares goes. He stands at third. First pitch, Moquete takes outside, 1-0.
Cardinals have been very aggressive in these situations this season. Usually runner at third running on contact if it's hit on the ground.
1 ball and no strikes. And the leadoff man takes one just a hair outside. And the count goes now 2 balls and no strikes. Well, it's interesting you mentioned that. Of course, this is first couple of weeks under a new skipper here in Springfield. First time since 2019 that the manager of the Springfield Cardinals was not Jose Lajer. Took over in 2021. Which is outside, 3 balls and no strikes. The reigning Texas League Coach of the Year, Manager of the Year rather. 3-0. And that's going to find the strike zone. 3-1. Linares at third, Ugueto at second. And the pitch to Moquete. Swing and a miss. He chased that one. And the count now 3-2. Looks back and asks for time here from Nelson Fraley. Cardinals a 4 spot in the third thanks to 3 homers, 2 of which back-to-back fashion. 3-2 now the count on the Cardinal left fielder. Coming home. And he'll watch one miss just off of the plate for ball 4. So a good battle there between Kingsbury and Moquete. Goes by way of the ladder, and that'll load the bases now for JJ Wetherholt. Not a guy, if you're Arkansas, that you want to see coming to the plate. With the bases loaded and nobody out.
shortstop, number 26, JJ Wetherholt.
Big spot for the number 1 prospect in the system, and it's going to draw a mound visit.
Fans, 1 for the road.
Safe, effective, trusted. Pure and Clean knocks germs out of the ballpark at Hammons Field in Springfield, Missouri, and around the world. Pure and Clean is a superior alternative to alcohol-based hand sanitizers, and their disinfectant and surface cleaners are powerful against germs, yet don't contain toxic chemicals. All their products are safe for use around people and pets. You can experience their hand cleanser while attending a game in Springfield this year, or you can order your own Pure and Clean products at pureandclean.us. JJ's had a pretty pure and clean night. A hard struck baseball back in the first that was lined out to the right fielder Jared Sundstrom. A 2-run shot is first in the third inning. A walk and a run scored in the fifth, and now he'll take strike one in his fourth plate appearance of the evening. 2 walks in the inning. The bases are loaded. And there's nobody out in the bottom of the sixth. A chance for the Cardinals to hit him where it hurts. The 0-1. Wetherholt swings and fouls it straight back. And he's now quickly down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. No balls, and 2 strikes. Chase Davis patiently on deck. Back-to-back lefties in the order here. The 0-2. And Wetherholt slices one towards left center field. That's going to fall in front of Bill Knight. And everyone had to wait. But coming in to score nonetheless is Carlos Linares. It's a seeing eye single. And an RBI knock for Wetherholt. He's got 3 RBIs on the night. It's 6-1 Cards. Pretty darn good night, and it's been a pretty good week for JJ Wetherholt.
Another multi-hit effort for JJ, who now has 2 or more hits in 5 of the last 6 games. That 0 for 14 start is way in the distance.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. First pitch to Chase Davis misses for ball 1. Wetherholt came in today batting .297, which obviously has now gone up. It's now up to .325. Good old April batting averages. Called strike. Chase Davis, 0 for 2 with a walk to get doubled off at second base back in the fifth. Runners everywhere here for the Cardinals. With a run home already, it's 6-1 Springfield. Ugueto at third. Moquete at second. Wetherholt at first, and Davis takes one outside. 2-1.
And Kingsbury obviously hasn't been very effective since coming in, but he's out there all alone. No action behind him in the bullpen.
Kind of like Warchansky prior to him. Here's the 2-1. And Davis takes one off the plate. 3 balls and 1 strike.
Kingsbury, though, yet to get an out here. 4 batters in. Everybody's reached.
Cardinal pen quiet. 3-1 here on Davis. See if they unleash him. And they do, but Davis swings through this fastball on the outside part of the plate. It's 3-2. Bases loaded, nobody out. Davis, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Open stance, left-handed batter's box. The payoff pitch. Davis lifts one foul. This one headed for the parking lot. Beautiful night in Springfield. Wind has been blowing out consistently to left, which is a little bit rare. It's normally blowing out to right field here at Hammons Field. Three balls and 2 strikes. Time is called by Chase as he steps out of the box. Made a splash last year and made a splash at the beginning of this year as well. Here with the Cardinals. Count full still. Here comes Kingsbury. And Davis takes ball 4 downstairs and in. A bases loaded walk. And that'll drive home a run to make it a 7-1 Cardinals lead. And there's finally now some action stirring in the Arkansas bullpen. This inning far from over as R.J. Yeager comes to the plate.
First it was Warchansky in the 5th. He walked 3, and now it's Kingsbury here in the 6th who's walked 3. And the Travelers had done a really good job in the series up to that point throwing strikes, but not so much here.
First pitch to R.J. Yeager is going to fly into the Cardinals bullpen. The 3 home runs hit in the 3rd inning, Jason, all on the first pitch of the at-bat. Yeager's was first pitch. Dakota Harris's, and of course, so was JJ Wetherholt's. All first pitch swinging. Of course, that was all against Danny Warchansky, but Yeager swinging away there on pitch number 1. A homer, and just missed a second one back in the 5th as he takes one inside. 2 balls and no strikes, so 2 RBIs on the night for R.J. Yeager. Year number 2 here in Springfield. Yeager, the non-drafted free agent in 22. As he'll pop one a mile high on the infield. That's going to be an infield fly ball. So it doesn't matter if you catch it or not. He does anyway. And that is the first out of the inning. Took 6 batters to find it. Now it's Dakota Harris's turn. He lined into that double play back in the 5th, but he has that homer in the 3rd. He hit his first Double-A homer at this ballpark last season. First pitch to him with 1 gone, a little dribbler towards first. Charging in is Fitzgerald. They'll come to the plate with it and force the out at home. There's no play back at first base. Harris too speedy to catch the second. And that'll be a force out at home, a fielder's choice. That ends up going 3-2. Nowhere for Moquete to go. There's 2 gone now for Ramon Mendoza.
Third baseman, number 32, Ramon Mendoza.
Mendoza already a 3-run shot this season. His only home run of the year. Now we'll add another base runner here. 7-1, Cardinals with a pair of runs home rather. First pitch to Mendoza. Takes one downstairs, 1-0. Next offering misses inside, 2-0. So an uphill climb for Arkansas already. Cardinals have scored 3 of the last 4 innings. Offense has come to life. Not only tonight, but this season the offense has been firing on all cylinders. Lest we forget, just a couple days ago, putting up 17 runs in Amarillo. Here's the 2-0. That'll catch the upper part of the strike zone. Falls in there. It's 2-1. Here's that 2-1. And Mendoza takes one below the strike zone this time. So from the top part to the bottom part. Count now, 3 balls and a strike. Wetherholt at 3rd, Davis at 2nd, and Harris at 1st. 3-1 your count. Pitch to Mendoza. They'll catch the corner, and it's now 3-2. Runners will take off here on the payoff pitch, and that'll miss for ball 4. The second bases loaded walk of the inning forces in a 3 spot here in the 6th, and it's 8-1 Cards.
Kingsbury almost with a best case scenario for a guy who allowed the first 5 batters to reach base, but that's going to do it for him because the manager, Ryan Scott, is coming on out of the bullpen, and he is going to pull Kingsbury from the game.
So there was an arm getting loose there, as we had mentioned. It had taken a little bit of time. It had taken a little bit of time to get that arm up. Of course, you know that Cashew Chicken is going to be here. That is a staple. All right, Jason Ruffcorn is the new pitcher into the ball game, by the way. The first pitch to Brody Moore is going to be a called strike. So Ruffcorn, the new pitcher, as the 0-1 comes home, and Brody Moore swings through that one. Made the decision late to do so, and he's behind at the count here at 0-2. Ruffcorn making his 4th appearance of the season. He's pitched in just 4 innings so far, all out of the bullpen. The 0-2, and Moore watches one in the dirt. So SpringfieldCardinals.com. Find everything there, and you'll find a brand new concession item in the yard tomorrow, exclusive to Cashew Chicken's nights. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Coming home, and Moore foul tips it into the mitt, and down on strikes he goes. Cardinals do bat around here in the 6th. They end up plating 3.
Number 13, Ben Ramirez.
Ben Ramirez will lead off the top half of inning number 7 for the Arkansas Travelers. It's a 8-1 Cardinal lead, and The first pitch from Eee-shawn Harney returning to the mound for his second inning work will miss for ball one. Harney allowed the first 2 base runners of the 6th inning to reach, but got the next 3 in order. A pair of strikeouts and a flyout for him thereafter. Here's the 1-0. And that pitch is going to miss upstairs and out. We're in the top of the 7th. Cardinals comfortably in front, 8-1, seeking win number 8, trying to get back in the win column after losing yesterday's opener. Wild swings. It was a 7-5 win for the Travs in game 1 last night, about 24 hours ago or so. Just about to hit the 2-hour mark in this one. The 2-0 pitch is launched out towards right field. It's hooking to the line. It is foul. Got a lot of it. Ben Ramirez just misses his 2nd home run of the season by a couple of feet to the right of the Chick-fil-A sign down the right field line. Ben Ramirez, Josh Hood, and Yoiner Fajardo. Bottom 3 in this order. The 2-1 pitch is lifted out towards right center field. Chasing towards it is Chase Davis, and he's not going to get there in time. He'll field it on the track, stumble for a split second, and into second base cruising with a double is Ben Ramirez. His 2nd hit of the ball game now, a single and a double to his name. That's the 2nd double of the year for Ramirez. Tied for most on the team here in the early going. Josh Hood now strides to the plate after picking up a double last night. He is 0 for 2 in this one, now 2 for 6 in the series. Cardinals 8, Arkansas 1. The lone run for the Travs coming back in the 5th inning on an RBI double from Fajardo, who's on deck. Upstairs with offering number 1, and it's 1-0. Long peek in here for Eee-shawn Harney. 1-0 pitch. Lifted out of play. Snag a theme ticket to the Cardinals game this Friday, April 18th, as they take on these Travelers. It includes a specialty Mid-America Transplant Donate Life Cap. Tickets starting as low as $21 plus tax. Get yours today at springfieldcardinals.com. One ball and 1 strike. Harney at the belt, coming home. And that's going to miss off of the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Jason, you've been in the Ozarks now a couple of weeks. Getting your feet wet. It's drier this time around for you.
Literally wet last week.
Yeah, it's warmer this time around for you. Getting acclimated to the area, finding the coffee spots, finding the good food. Thoughts so far on your limited run in Springfield so far?
Oh man, you're really putting me on the spot here. I mean, there's not much I can say other than no. It's been wonderful. Everyone has been so nice, so welcoming.
2-1 off the plate.
Very happy to be part of the Cardinals family, and looking forward to continuing to meet more here in town and at the ballpark. It's going to be a great 2025 season, and been really enjoying being part of this group as well, on the field, in the dugout, in the clubhouse.
It's a great group of guys this year. The 3-1 lifted foul first base side. Been spoiled in Springfield. Of course, a lot has been made of what's going on in the organization right now with the changes that have been going on in the front office at the major league level, and of course the focus on the youth movement, the development in the Cardinals system, and we've been privy to it the last 2 years now. Of course, we saw some big guns come through last season. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Payoff pitch from Harney. Inside, ball 4.
But hey, Cardinals won today at Busch Stadium. They beat the Astros 4-1.
And how about this, Jason? In that game, everybody who really factored into that game, a former Springfield Cardinal. Steven Matz picking up the victory in that game. He made a couple of rehab appearances last year. This will be a
Okay, so are we
mound
considering
visit.
rehabbers former Springfield Cardinals? Is that how we
I have a picture of Steven Matz wearing a Springfield Cardinals jersey at Hammonds Field. I call that a former Springfield Cardinal. Of course, Ryan Helsley, a more true former Springfield Cardinal, came through here as a minor leaguer, picked up the save in that game. Lars Nootbaar, twofold, rehabbed twice last year with us, including on opening day, and later on in the season. And, of course, came through here as a minor leaguer. Lars Nootbaar homers in that ballgame. Thomas Sajasi, former Texas League MVP, former Springfield Cardinal in 2023. Double and an RBI, drives home. Jordan Walker on that Nootbaar homer, by the way. Victor Scott scores. So it's all in the family. All former Springfield Cardinals factoring into the game today for the Cards. They take down the Houston Astros by a final of 4-1. Line drive, left center, over the leaping glove of JJ Wetherholt, off of the bat of Fajardo, and he's going to bring home the second RBI of the night for him. As Ramirez scores from second, that's 3 straight to reach. And a run home, it's now 8-2.
Well, those 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning are certainly helping matters here, as Sean Harney has not gotten an out. 3 batters into the top of the 7th. It'd be a lot different if it was just 5-1, but Cardinals still can breathe a little easy right now, leading by 6.
Don't want to give them a sign of life, of course. Brock Rodden fouls one off. We saw what they did last night with a sign of life. And this Arkansas offense coming into today, batting a collective .262, which is roughly around the middle of the pack. Northwest Arkansas entered with the highest team batting average at .289 today. Next pitch is a strike on Brock Rodden. Rodden 1 for 3 with a single and 2 strikeouts. Cardinals lead it here at the top of the 7th. 8-2 your score. Looking for out number 1, Sean Harney set. The right-handers 0-2. Swing and a miss, dropped it on him, and down goes Rodden for the 3rd time tonight. That's also coincidentally Sean Harney's 3rd strikeout of the game. There's one away.
Left fielder, number 1.
It's now Victor Labrada's turn, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. Mentioned again, in case you missed the news, Matt Svanson, former Springfield Cardinal, the 2024 Texas League saves leader, called up to the bigs today. Did not make his MLB debut in that contest, but is there and waiting in the bullpen when they need him. Which is outside 1-0.
Steve, question for you. I mentioned this on the broadcast last night. You were here last year, and the broadcast booth was in a slightly different position last year. In the old booth, were you able to see the Cardinal reliever warming up in the bullpen?
We were. You have the worst view of that, I think, in the house. This one flown out towards medium depth left field. Moquete backing up, and he's got the grab there for the 2nd out of the inning. Everybody scurries back. Labrada flies out, and Bill Knight to the plate.
It's like I just grabbed my binoculars, and I'm like, why am I looking with binoculars? I just can't see the pitcher. We cannot see the pitcher.
It is right there. Like that foul pole, well, it's not a foul pole, but it's a pole that
holds the Tropical Cafe pole.
Yeah, there you go. It's the pole that holds the protective netting for our fans down the right field line, which is not the foul pole because there's that jettison down the right field line.
Well, it is Edwin Nunez warming up, and he's going to be coming into the game as Patrick Anderson goes to the mound to take Sean Harney out. Harney struggling a little bit. Did get a couple of outs here in the 7th. Pitch count just a little too high for comfort at this point. That's why they're taking him out at this point, as Harney walks off having made 33 pitches. And the very hard-throwing right-hander Edwin Nunez is going to come in and take over for him.
And Nunez this season, seen him a couple of times. This will be appearance number 4 for him, just a hair over 4 innings of work. Been a mixed bag for him, 8 walks and 8 strikeouts. It's something he dealt with last season with the kind of yin and yang of it all. And still trying to get it under control. Of course, we're still very early on in the season.
Well, it's one of those things, right? When you're a pitcher and you throw 100 miles per hour, okay, you'll be in the big leagues if you can command 100 miles per hour.
You'll be in any league in the world if you can do that. But yes, to your point, so, it's not something that's as simple as putting your clothes in the laundry in the morning. Like it's something that takes some practice. It's a gift, and it's something you have to figure out how to control.
If you're a guy here in Double-A and you're spotting up 100 consistently, there's no reason why the big league club's gonna leave you down here. You can help them right now.
Yeah, you're not gonna be here for very long. Hey fans, next homestand, get in the spooky mood with our annual Halfway to Halloween night at Hammons Field on May 2nd. Complete with a pregame Halloween costume dress-up parade around the warning track, spooky fans on field post-game fireworks, and an in-game haunted house thanks to MB Kinney. And the Cardinals donning specialty jerseys. It'll feel like October in May. Tickets are available now at springfieldcardinals.com. Again, that's Halfway to Halloween on May 2nd. And of course, the Cardinals will wear those jerseys back-to-back nights, so May 2nd and May 3rd. And the auction to be taking place as well, benefiting Isabel's house. All right, first and second, 2 gone. The batter now, Bill Knight. Edwin Nunez onto the mound to relieve Eee-shawn Harney. This is Patrick Anderson's 3rd pitcher used tonight. 8-2 Springfield, bottom 7. And the first pitch, call that one a strike. Bill Knight, a couple of strikeouts on the ledger. He also has a single tonight. That was in his last trip to the plate. Nunez from the first base side of the rubber. Here comes his 0-1 pitch. Inside, went off speed on him. Nunez, a 4-seam, a 2-seam, change, slider, and a sweeper. He added the sweeper this year. Back to the large repertoire guys. The 1-1 launched out towards center field. Ball's trouble. Ugetto on his horse. That's well over his head. It's going to one-hop over the wall, which is actually a benefit to Springfield, as that'll bring a run back to third base. So it's a ground rule double for Bill Knight. It's now 8-3, but easily could have been an RBI triple had that banged off the wall. So a gift for the Cardinals, strangely enough.
Right fielder, number
Well struck
21,
baseball there from
Jared
Bill Knight. So only 1 RBI on the play. That's his 4th of the season. Josh Hood scores from second. Fajardo forced to go to third. Second run of the inning for Arkansas. Brings up Jared Sundstrom, who is 1 for 3 tonight, 2 outs. First pitch is high and tight, 1 ball and no strikes. So Fajardo at third, Knight at second, 2 gone in the inning. As the 1-0 comes home, bouncing ball pulled foul on the third base side. An eventful evening here in Springfield. Cardinals hitting back-to-back home runs, Yeager and Harris. And of course, JJ Wetherholt's first Double-A homer, all coming in the 3rd inning, a 4-run frame. In the big inning tonight for the Cards, propelling them to a 5-run pad right now. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nunez coming back outside with it. 2 balls and a strike. Sundstrom struck out back in the 6th inning. That was against Harney.
It's a big chance here for the Travs. Big spot, a hit with 2 out, probably scores 2 and makes this a ball game.
Big spot for Edwin Nunez to try and gain more trust here from Patrick Anderson as well. 2-1. Swing and a miss.
Of course, unfortunately, when Edwin Nunez comes in, our speed gun reader goes out. We had the readings up here, and now we've lost them. So can't tell you exactly what Nunez is throwing, although I can guess he's throwing pretty hard.
I can't believe that last pitch came in at 196 miles an hour. Crazy. Never seen it before. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I'm going to fact check that one after the game.
Good luck. Ironclad. 2-2. Hard shot, ground ball to short. That's Wetherholt. Nice and easy to end the frame. An RBI single from Yoiner Fajardo, an RBI ground roll double from Bill Knight, and a pair of runs here in the 7th. First time tonight that the Travs score multiple times in 1 inning. Get ups, stretch them out wherever you are. Beautiful night in the Ozarks. Here as the Cardinals lead this ball game 8-3. It'll be Carlos Linares to lead off the inning. Cardinals sent 9 to the plate in the 6th. Batted around. Linares had led off the 6th inning with a walk and a run scored. Later on, of course, in the frame. You will see the first pitch coming from Roughcorn. Get a swing and a miss.
Steve, I'm not normally one to care about these things, but I just do want to note you've had a couple very successful innings of play-by-play tonight.
I don't know how that happened. Pitch is a slider, misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. Yeah, I get 4 runs in the 3rd. I had 3 runs in the 6th. You got a run at least tonight in the 5th. See, I just didn't want you to have all the fun. You're so runned out from Sunday. I was like, yeah, I'll take off your plate a little bit. Pitch misses 2-1.
Hey, happy to have you with a successful debut to this point.
I'll take it. I was telling you off air, of course, with the former voice of the Cardinals, Alex Jensen, our good friend. He gave me nothing last year. 2-1 is a strike.
Well, Alex just is not as generous as I am.
No, that's what it is. Clearly. Well, you know what it is? He's a pitcher. He's a former pitcher, so he made sure to pitch shutouts whenever I was on the air. Thanks, Alex. Saw him get a couple reps already at Worcester Park. Ground ball foul on the third base side. Of course, now part of the broadcast team with the Worcester Red Sox, AAA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox, out at Polo Park. Beautiful ballpark, of course. Opened just after the pandemic. First season in 2021. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. Down goes Linares.
Yeah, Jensen told me it's a wicked nice place to take in a game.
Love it. That's a direct quote, right?
Center fielder, number 40.
Don't fact check me.
196 miles an hour. Miguel Ugueto, speaking of Boston, Rule 5 pick, just joining this club. As he comes to the plate with the bases empty, he'll swing through the first one, 0-1. He's a Rule 5 pick. This past off season was with Peoria to start the year, now here in Springfield. After Jacob Buschberger went on the injured list yesterday. Ugueto fouls this one off. It's been a nice little debut for him, a double and a single, also a run scored. There's Miguel Ugueto. Now down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Meanwhile, Jason Roughcorn has turned on the Jets. The right-hander deals a flare on the infield. The first baseman, Fitzgerald, will give way to the second baseman, Brock Rodden, to put it away, and there's 2 gone. The best thing about Polar Park, free Pola-Colas. As many as you want. So if you ever get a chance to get there, go talk to Bill Wan.
I don't know what that is.
A Polar?
It's like the sparkling water?
Yeah.
Okay.
They also make cola, so it's a Pola-Cola. First pitch of ball, 1-0. So Bill Wanless, longtime media relations guy, there with the Worcester Red Sox. That's the first thing he'll say to you, like, oh, welcome to Pola Park. There's free Polas in the fridge. And you go, thank you. And then you get a backpack and you fill it. And you got something to drink all week. Here's a grounder off the glove of the third baseman, Ramirez, and into left field. That should be a base hit for Darlin Moquete. His 3rd hit of the game.
Well, Moquete breaking out in a big way tonight because he had a 7-game hitting streak end last night. But as we mentioned many times, he had 1 hit in 7 straight games, no multi-hit games. We thought he had one Sunday, and then the official score changed a hit to an error. But now 3 hits tonight for Moquete, his first multi-hit game of the season.
That was the 10th hit for the Cardinals. First pitch a strike, 0-1 on JJ Wetherholt. He's been on base 3 times. He's circled him once. He's actually scored a couple of times, all 3 times tonight. Takes one off the plate, 1 ball and a strike. It'll be Hunter Fitzgerald to lead off the 8th inning as Arkansas tries to mount a comeback tonight. Springfield up 8-3. 1 ball and a strike. Line drive, left center field. That's going to split the outfielders and bang off of the wall in a couple of hops. Moquete's got wheels. He's around 3rd. He'll come in to score on an RBI double from JJ Wetherholt. 4th RBI of the night for the number 1 prospect. And boy, has he caught fire over the last week.
4 RBIs tonight for Wetherholt. He doubles his season total, now 8 on the season. And for JJ, more extra base hits. Cardinals have a bunch of extra base hits tonight. Let me count here, but I think at least 6 of their 11 hits are for extra bases.
I can't count that high.
Double in the first inning, 3 home runs in the third. Then there was the double in the 6th, and then that double. So 6, 7? Were you keeping track?
I forgot how to number. This is Chase Davis, took a strike. Runner at second, 2 gone. Cardinals lead 9-3. Here's the 0-1. Fouled at the plate by Davis. Bases loaded walk for him back in the 6th. That was his 9th RBI of the season. Jeremy Rivas still leading the club with 10 currently. Not in the lineup tonight, getting the night off. The 0-2. That'll miss high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Sorry for hijacking all the runs tonight, Jason. Got 8 of the 9. I'll give it back to you tomorrow when we score 15. 1-2. Outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes on Chase Davis, the former U of A Wildcat. Thought he was going to be drafted out of high school, then pandemic shortened draft, 5 rounds only. And he took the scholarship he had to be a Wildcat in Tucson. The 2-2. Going to bounce in. A wild pitch will let Wetherholt advance to third base without a throw. Chase Davis, of course, since he was in high school in Elk Grove, California, which is a suburb of Sacramento, was already drawing comparisons to Carlos Gonzalez, and those flames had been fanned as recently as this last offseason on MLB Network. Here's the 3-2, and he will swing through this one down on strikes. Fastball rushed right by him, and down go the Cardinals here in the 7th. They do, however, put another run on the board. JJ Wetherholt, big night for the kid. An RBI double is 4 RBIs, and we've played 7 at Hammond, so we go to the 8th. Cardinals up big on the Garrison Roofing Cardinals Radio Network. 3 runs on 8 hits and 1 error for Arkansas. 9 runs on 11 hits and no errors. Cardinals up by 6. Edwin Nunez back out to the mound to take us home. Here's Jason Schwartz.
Thanks, Steve. And Hunter Fitzgerald starting it off against Edwin Nunez. Takes the first pitch for strike 1 from the hard-throwing right-hander. 9-3 Cardinals on this Wednesday night. Dark night skies above Hammons Field. Pitch is taken for a strike, and it's now 0-2. Kind of funny to go from Amarillo now here to Springfield. Amarillo, pretty far west on the in the central time zone. Pitch fouled away, and it's 0-2. And then, of course, driving basically 7.5, 8 hours east to get to Springfield. But the sky was almost dark here at the time it was just setting in Amarillo. 0-2. Outside 1-2. Imagine they've got some really long summer evenings once we get into late May and June. 1-2, Nunez fires, and it's skied to center. Backing up on it, Ugueto. He calls for it and waits for it and makes the catch for the first out here in the top of the 8th inning. 1 down for Nick Raposo, who's 0 for 3 tonight. Well, way back when, Eee-shawn Henderson was the starter tonight for the Cardinals. Went 5 innings, he gave up 1 run on 4 hits with 7 strikeouts. He is in line to improve to 2-0. He'd be the first Cardinals starter to pick up a 2nd win. First pitch to Raposo, taken for a strike. Breaking ball there, 0-1. Tomorrow night we see Tekoa Roby pitch for the Cards. He has got some awesome stuff. He's got big leaguer written all over him. He has gone 8 scoreless innings to start the season over 2 starts. Pitch down and away, check swing, he didn't go, and the count is 1-1. Roby has battled some serious injuries throughout his career, though, so the Cardinals being very careful with him. That's why we haven't seen him throw many innings, but He's kept his pitch count below 50 in each of his first 2 starts, going 4 innings in each. Pitch up and in, ball 2, 2-1. So Roby pitching tomorrow night for Springfield against Dylan File, a right-hander who will enter tomorrow night's game 0-1 with a 9 ERA. 2-1. Little check swing, grounder back to the mound. Bobbled briefly by Nunez, but plenty of time to stay with it. Underhand flip to first. And Raposo out on a swinging bunt. 2 down for Ben Ramirez with nobody on base. Nunez looking for a 1-2-3 inning here. He's retired 3 in a row going back to the 7th. Ramirez hitting from the left side, 2 for 3 tonight, double and a single. And the first pitch to him is at the knees for strike 1. Edwin Nunez with 2 out, nobody on base in the top of the 8th inning, trying to retire Ramirez. The pitch, swing and a miss. Ramirez chased one down and away. It's 0-2. Cardinals in the bottom of the 8th will have Yeager, Harris, and Mendoza, leading it 9-3. A win for the Cards tonight. They're back in first place all alone ahead of Arkansas. Here's the 0-2. And it's fouled down the left field line, slicing. Oh, wait. Did that hit? It hit the fence. I was going to say, did that hit the foul pole? I said foul right off the bat, and then I was questioning myself because it looked like it was flirting with the line all the way into the corner. But it did go foul at the end, and it hit off the chain link fence there in foul territory, not the foul pole. So Ramirez coming back to the plate. Battle here of the first half winner last year, the Cardinals, and the second half winner last year, the Travs, in the North Division. Here's the 0-2 from Nunez, and that one fouled back up our direction. Hot shot. Count stays at 0-2. Well, that's the thing. When you throw as hard as Nunez does, ball comes off the bat pretty hard. Oh, 0-2. Here comes the next pitch. And it's swung on, popped up. Left side of the infield. Third baseman Mendoza waiting. Makes the catch. And Jason Schwartz, Steve Granado back with you from Hammons Field. Bottom of the 8th inning. Cardinals leading the Arkansas Travelers 9-3. Trying to even up this 6-game series at a game apiece. And R.J. Yeager, who's 2 for 4 with a home run and a couple of RBIs tonight, digs in against Jason Ruffcorn, who's gone an inning and a third out of the bullpen, trying to make it 2 1/3 as his first pitch to Yeager is swung on and fouled back 0-1. Ruffcorn, you might recognize his last name. His dad, Scott, pitched in the big leagues for 5 seasons. Was with the White Sox from 93 to 96 and the Phillies in 97. Yeager fouls another off, 0-2. Jason Ruffcorn, drafted out of Oklahoma. Pitched 5 years in college, or at least spent 5 years. 2 at Texas A&M and then 3 with the Sooners. This is outside, 1-2 on Yeager, right-handed batter with Harris on deck. Cards by 6 in the 8th, the pitch. Breaking ball down and outside, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Elsewhere in the Texas League tonight, Midland shutting out Corpus Christi in the 9th inning, 7-0. Pitch to Yeager, fouled back. He'll do it again at 2-2. Bottom of the 8th inning in Frisco, Rough Riders leading Amarillo 8-2. And if the Sod Poodles can't come back, they'll start the season 2-9. Pitch fouled off down the right field line, 2-2. Cardinals have a right-hander up in the bullpen. It's Osvaldo Berrios. 2-2 pitch. Yeager takes down and away, ball 3, 3-2. San Antonio up on Northwest Arkansas, 4-1, a night after the natural shutout and no-hit the Missions. 3-2, and that's inside for ball 4. Yeager draws a walk. He's on base for the 3rd time tonight. Sort of. One of those times he rounded the bases on a home run. So Dakota Harris steps in, runner at first base, nobody out. No action behind Ruffcorn in the Arkansas bullpen. Manager Ryan Scott would prefer to see Ruffcorn finish out the night, as Harris takes a strike on the inside corner with a fastball, 0-1. And one final from the Texas League already. Earlier today, they played an 11 a.m. start time in Tulsa. 0-1. Harris takes low, 1 ball, 1 strike. And the game in 14 innings saw Tulsa beat Wichita 5-4. Only the 3rd win of the season for the Drillers. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch to Harris. He swings, chops one left side. Long hop for the shortstop, Hood. He'll go to first instead of going to second for the force, and he gets Harris there. Interesting. I thought Hood, if he had quickly gone to second, would have been able to get Yeager in time. But goes the safe way, I suppose. And so Harris is retired. 1 down for Ramon Mendoza.
RJ Yeager, sneaky fast. He's a very good base runner. We saw it all last season, of course. I mentioned an undrafted free agent earlier tonight, but getting the opportunity to play in affiliated ball, he's really made the most of it. That's one of his sneaky tools, just a smart base runner.
Mendoza way out in front of a breaking ball, comes up empty on the first pitch from Ruffcorn. Ramon has walked twice, including once with the bases loaded. He's reached on an error, and he's fouled out to the 3rd baseman, 0 for 2. Productive night, though, from Ramon. Next pitch to him. Waves and misses at another breaking ball, and it's 0-2. Cards 9, Travs 3. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. I haven't heard a single dog bark tonight on this Purina Wolf Wednesday.
We haven't played the doorbell.
The doorbell, right?
The doorbell is what we did a lot last year, and it worked.
0-2 pitch. Low and outside, ball 1.
It's under construction. We took out the doorbell. It was a physical doorbell that we keep pressing. It's just really loud.
Purina Wolf Wednesday, each and every Wednesday at Hammonds Field. 1-2. Swinging a ground ball, hit to the right side. Second baseman Rodden waits, fields and throws, and Ramon Mendoza's retired. He's 0 for 3. Yeager moves to 3rd on the ground out, and the batter, Brody Moore, who is 0 for 4. Moore trying to pick up a hit and trying to pick up a run here. Next run would be the 10th of the game for the Cardinals. In the first 10 games this season, they've had 3 games of 10 or more runs. Moore swings and fouls back the first pitch, 0-1. Brody coming off of a huge game Sunday in Amarillo. Hit a home run, had 4 RBIs. Here he chases one in the dirt, and he's quickly in a hole at 0-2. Travelers in the top of the 9th inning due to send up their 8, 9, and 1 hitters. And again, looking like they're going to be facing Osvaldo Berrios, who's warming up in the pen and would be the 4th Cardinal pitcher of the night. 0-2 pitch. Moore swings, grounds one into the hole. Shortstop, Hood, fields, jump throw to first, and Moore beats it out. Yeager in to score, and it's 10-3. Cardinals on top. Nice play. Good effort by Hood at short. Fielding it on the backhand side. The Jeter jump throw. Had a lot on it, but Moore runs well, got up the line well, and he's got an RBI infield hit. Cardinals with a 7-run lead, beg your pardon. And Carlos Linares at the plate takes the first pitch for ball 1, 1-0. Next pitch, Carlos swings, and it's a base hit into right field on the ground. Second baseman Rodden was shaded up the middle, the right side of the infield wide open, and Linares has his first hit of the night. Moore up to second. 2 on with 2 out for Miguel Ugueto, who has 2 hits in his Double-A debut. 2 for 4, a single and a double. Miguel Ugueto joining the club yesterday. He was in the Midwest League, hit .278, 5 of 18 in 4 Midwest League games this year. Takes the first pitch from rough corn outside, ball 1, 1-0. Cardinals picked him up in the Double-A phase of the Rule 5 draft this past December. Had spent 4 seasons in the Red Sox organization. 1-0, taking low, ball 2. And the cleats he's sporting right now, he might have picked those up thinking he'd wear them with Boston City Connect uniforms. They are bright yellow. And the Red Sox City Connect jerseys, are they changing them this year? I think they retired them, but yeah. They were the old Boston Marathon ones. 2-0 pitch, a little fister over to first, and it's caught on the fly by Fitzgerald. Ugueto was jammed there, and that ends the inning.
I believe that was the first City Connect, as a matter of fact, the very first one.
And Osvaldo Berrios on the mound for the Springfield Cardinals, trying to finish off the Travs tonight. Josh Hood, Yoiner Fajardo, and Brock Rodden due up. The Cardinals up 10-3. Berrios making his 4th appearance, 1-0 with an ERA of 4.50. And his first pitch to Josh Hood, swung on and fouled back, 0-1. 10 runs, 13 hits, no errors for the Cards, 3-8-1 for the Travs. Hood is 0 for 2, he's walked once, he's struck out once, and he stands in from the right side. The pitch, a line drive to right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And Hood's got his first hit of the night. Leadoff man aboard for the Travs, and Yoiner Fajardo coming up. He's 2 for 3 out of the 9th spot.
Number 7, Yoiner Fajardo.
Osvaldo making his 4th appearance, 4 innings of work so far this season. He's given up 4 runs, 2 of them earned on 4 hits. 3 strikeouts, 1 walk. 1 home run. First pitch misses for ball 1. 1-0. We've got our official attendance figure tonight on this Purina Wolf Wednesday. 3,762 the announced attendance at Hammons Field tonight. 1-0. That one outside, ball 2, 2-0. Almost matched opening night 2.0. Last night 38-21, tonight 37-62. Yeager holding the runner at first. Cards lead by 7 in the 9th inning. And Berrios, the pitch. Backdoor with a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 2-1. Tomorrow night, 6:35, same time, same place. Roby versus File. 2-1. Swinging a foul up the right side, 2-2. Our first Cashew Chickens game of the season. So come out and join us, but if you can't, all the action will be right here on our Garrison Roofing Cardinals radio network. The 2-2. Berrios set, kicks and deals. And a ground ball to first, fielded by Yeager. Goes to second one. Wetherholt to Berrios covering in time. Wetherholt had to wait for the pitcher to arrive at first base. And even with the slight hesitation, still able to double up Fajardo. And just like that, the Cards are an out away. Double play, 3-6-1.
Number 8, Brock Rodden.
2 out for Brock Rodden. The leadoff batter for Arkansas is 1 for 4 tonight with 3 strikeouts. He turns around to bat left-handed against Berrios. And the first pitch is swung on and skied. Left side, left fielder Moquete coming in. He's waiting for it. He squeezes it into the glove, and that's the ball game. Cardinals even up the series with a 10-3 win over the Arkansas Travelers, and out they come for high fives and handshakes tonight at Hammons Field. Quick break, we'll come back with the totals. Cardinals 10, Travelers 3, the final on the Garrison Roofing Cardinals radio network.